All right. Um, so I just want to say, first of all, I hope that my videos are helping. I know I've been making a lot of videos, but the reason why I make these videos as much as I'm making lately is because I feel that maybe there'll be a time I won't be able to. And so I want to make sure that I record all of my testimonials as the manipulation is happening. And it's also I feel like it's a little bit of a therapy, a way to put things in perspective. I'm surrounded by perps that are trying to make me accept this reality they've created, put together. These perps are perhaps some of the they have to dumb themselves down to the level of no return, but this is their job. This is what they're supposed to be doing, right? They warn me of violence, of torture, and whatever, as if this is something I should accept, as if I should accept what they manipulate me to think and to uh, as if violence is the validation that they have, right? And I'm talking to my perps. Let's just say, listen, I'm not a scary figure, but these people are some of the most cowardly human beings I've witnessed. But you hear that a lot. You hear this like a big. The cowardness in this program is to a level, to another extent of level. But you gotta understand everything can be done remotely, so you don't need to be much. Like you don't, like bravery is not needed. You just gotta be accepting of the trashiness that you're gonna be part of, the meaning that you're gonna be a trash human being, and I think that's easy for a lot of people to do. It won't you'll be surprised how easily people can do some of the nastiest things, and so I have these videos because of that, because I want to help others. I know that others are going through certain things, same things in a sense that we as target individuals, things are done very systematically, very systematically. It is like it's incredible how organized this program is, that all around the world you hear the same things, all around the world. It's so systematic. With me, of course, I've said it many times, they are trying to get this pedophilia type of persona instilled ingrained in me, and they want me to accept this as if it's me. I know it's not me. I know it's what they've manipulated, changed, and they do all the kind of things to make me subscribe to it. People from all around try to get me to accept this, and I know it pisses people off that I'm not going with it. Not only I'm not going with that, I'm going to add to the, like I'm going to make sure that you know that as much as you try to manipulate me, as much as you do these nasty things, all the things, I'm not giving you that fantasy that you created. And there's a lot of theater with me, in the sense that people want to make it seem like because something is going to happen to you, this is true. Like they live a reality they've created. For me, they always threaten me of violence, warning of violence, which I believe that's going to happen. But I don't think that the violence is more for, oh, if violence is going to happen, if you're going to be tortured, that means that it's true. That means that we haven't been manipulating you, we haven't been doing anything to you, we're not doing the pedophilia type of torture, because there's going to be violence. Obviously, it's just for the facade. These people wanted to play these feminists, these things, but they are so far from that. They can maybe after this, after doing whatever they do to me, they can go in a rally, and now they're feminists again. No, this is BS. They're frauds. They're just contracted by the government to do these things. Whatever they do, and when they're not torturing me, it's whatever. But then a program that has torturing is torturing a lot of women and children, and some of them are doing it to women and children, and have done it to women and children. Right? So they're just frauds. Right, and I know who put me in this program. Right, it's now a group of this facade that they try. This they just BS, and there a lot of women are torturing this way. Like a lot of women who are targeted have specifically said, why is there so many female doing this? Right, so you see this is the facade now. So this trash who really try to make you accept this pedophilia personalities and ways of thinking are just some of the bottom of they're just bottom feeders, right? They keep saying, they like to counter everything I say, because I call them bottom feeders. They say, "Are you gonna bottom?" It's all about, they try to uh, create some kind of counter of reality. That's how obviously they counter reality. Oh, okay, you're bottom, because what they're gonna say is, and is something sexual, I guess. is they're gonna frame me, hint one that they're frauds. Then they're gonna the I'm gonna be framed. Then I'm gonna go in jail, and then from jail I'm gonna get raped, and that's what they call me a bottom, right? Now I don't care of that. You know, like I'm not. I don't. Obviously, it's scary for me to even say that, but I don't even. Whatever that's gonna happen is. I just give. I ask God to give me strength, and whatever happens, whatever happens. This is actually, to be honest, I think that there's dignity in this kind of death. You know, I don't even want to run away. No, no, there's dignity in this death because I know what these people are. They're a bunch of low-life pedophiles. You know, and they hate this when I say things like that because they're like, oh, he's preaching. No, I'm not preaching. I'm just saying things that you don't want to hear. You guys are trying. They use these childlike people who just repeat their all about it. It's like, look, listen to it. Like, I wish I could record when they talk. You will know immediately that these people are obviously in a program where they're supposed to make somebody subscribe to this. They sound exactly like the fraud that they are, right? They are trash. They wanted to play all the different type of facade. They're trash that torture women and children, rape women, torture, abuse children using this weapon. Horrible things, right? And they try to use the different tone of voice. And what I hate is when they try to work. Okay, what they're doing to me is horrible, but it doesn't take much to do what they do. I understand that, meaning that they can sit somewhere and just do these things to me. So it's not, you don't have to be this menacing, monster-looking person. You can just be just a nobody, a nothing, just sitting somewhere and just doing this to me. But then they try to make themselves sound like, you know, I dare. There's like, they're just the coward of the coward. And you see them in person. Matter of fact, there's neighbors that I haven't seen since. Because they know the facade, as soon as I see them, it's like, okay. The mystique's gonna get away. There's no mystique already. I've seen a few. Like, I'm thankful that I was able to go into a place where I can see my surroundings. Like, this is the kind of people that are around me. And by this video, I also want to talk about how they try to be well analyzing. Obviously, they don't. these people are not analyzing. They try to break you down and make you accept this false persona. That's what they're doing, right? That's their job. You know, there's no the analyzing was done a long time ago. Now it's just the manipulations, the changing, the manipulation of your memory, your manipulation of who you are, the manipulation of your all of that. That's their job. You know, obviously you're changing physically, which is the obvious thing that you see, but also mentally and psychologically, they've been changing you. They've been creating this false persona. You know, and they try to make you subscribe to it using this different tone of voice. You know, I gotta say that, you know, it does sound schizophrenic because obviously you can hear people that are not around you, but the reason why you can do that is through V2K, and they know that, right? So they try to, when they talk to you via the V2K, they try to sound, and I can even imagine them just like try to like, I want to sound like that. So this is with me. That's how they try to. So you abuse. You know, they try to talk about me when I was a kid, what I did as a child, right? And they try to exaggerate what I did as a child. I did it to myself. It was an embarrassing thing that I did as a kid. This person talking to me with this tone of voice is involved and maybe even participate in the torturing of children, right? Torturing them in different ways, from sexual, physical, mental. We're talking about babies, actually like 6 weeks old, 6 months old, 3 years old, babies being tortured. So when he talks to you like that, and he thinks that I'm gonna let him think that, you know, they try to get this mistake, and they're like, you know, you prove we're gonna. They're trash, and that's why when they do the peripheral type of torture, they want you to subscribe to this. But you gotta understand how stupid. And stupid is not a word. I'm sorry. This is a very simplistic way to and I'm not trying to be symptomatic like that. The logicalness of these people, and the way, for me, I'm thankful looking back, that I can embarrass them in this fashion. I can embarrass them to a level of no return. In the last video, I was talking about Ari. Ari was somebody who was much older than me. I don't want to go into details. When I was a mid-teen, there was something that happened, and she was older, about 10 years older than me. And ever since then, and I don't want to continue to talk about that, but ever since then, I've been, because in that teenager years, you, that's like the time in your life where and I've been always thinking about her, as I get older. I will say her name many times. It will be something that be in my head many times in many ways, right? I don't want to go graphic. These people obviously are trying to paint me as a pedophile. But you understand, in my head right now, they're trying to counter it in so many ways. But me being always thinking about her till I get older, and right now, they're trying to block it out with their logic of, I've been thinking about her like a lot, especially like from my young adulthood, from teenage to young adulthood, a lot, a lot. And obviously, it doesn't go with this persona they've created. Because if you're analyzing me and if you're trying to verify me, you'll be like, oh, what's going on with this Ari? He keeps going, he keeps thinking about it all the time. He says his name randomly. You understand? But obviously, this is not what they do. Oh, they're trying to find, oh, no, they skip like the obvious. Like, these people are like, oh, no, 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 there's too much. Because I know what these people are. I know. These people are here to get you to accept this nasty manipulation, because what's happening today, they force me to get these disturbing stimulations, and they aim it toward children, non-stop, right? And they try to sound in different ways when you approve it. They do the pedophilia type of torture. It's a systematic thing. So what they try to do is like, okay, how can we make it seem like this is just happening to him organically? Think about what he did as a kid. Remember, right? And this is the thing that I did something stupid thing as a kid. Just turned 14, dumb me. I never thought about it ever. And he just went as a pupil. Then then they try to make me think. And then in the last video, they try to create this memory where, when I was younger, much like early teen, like from 12 to maybe 14, I would think about my moments when I was maybe 10 years old, and I'd play mom and dad with a girl that was about my age, maybe like 9 or something, and we'd play mom and dad, and as a kid at that age, it's like it's like just the moment where things get a little sexual. I mean, it wasn't like we just like dry humping and like kids. And when I'm like 12 to like 14 or so, I will remember these moments and kind of create different scenarios of those moments. And that's because and obviously as a kid, that was the only experience I had of that level. So they will try to move that memory and move it like when I'm older, right? When I'm late teen, and try to raise Ari. That's how they try to manipulate. Because what's happening today is there's children around. They're going to do stimulation. It's disgusting. I mean, through every day, every morning. That's the way what they do. Now, who is Ari? And why are they trying to raise her so much? It's because this woman was much older than me, and when I was actually a teenage kid, she was older. And we had something, and there was a lot of things happen. Not we had we had moments. Obviously, they don't like that, because they're trying to paint me as a pedophile. They're like, oh, you are a pedo, right? But in reality, they are the pedos trying to make you a pedophile. I call them pedophiles at this point. I'm not saying pedophile in the sense that they do things to kids, they do sexual things to kids outside of this work. But I'm saying that in the sense that they force people to be stimulated and aim that stimulation toward children. Just basically try to condition you to think of kids in this way, day in and day out, and they call it being at war, right? This is war to them. Obviously, it's not war. It's human experimentation. I'm a subject, and then as a subject, I'm going to experience all the nastiness that they do. I'm a human subject, and they're going to dehumanize me, and they're going to do the things they need to do. There's not war at all. They're going to it just takes some time. I mean, these people have no problems wasting their life, which I'm glad they do. And I always ask them to continue to live this life, please. This is what I would rather you guys do. So, going back to this is the woman, and of course I'm never gonna show like the actual picture because I still to this day think about I mean not to this, but she's still like she's somebody important, and to me it's that. So this is the woman. And in my mind what they're trying to do? Oh, they're using this like weird like logic. You see, because you experienced that, when you were 16, now you want to try to do this, and then she trained you to think, oh my gosh, BS stuff. No, I had things for older women. It's still happening today. You're trying to turn me into a pedophile. That's what you've been doing to people. You guys are trying to come up with your logic to block our reality. I think there's somebody here who keeps saying that they're gonna frame me, right? Oh, she's only 14. Like, I don't know who they're talking about, but I'm imagining that somebody here said something about me doing something to them. I don't know who it is. I don't care. I have no idea who it is, but they say they're gonna frame me, and I know that people who frame and do the things they do, then life doesn't come back. Like life is not sweet for them. And they're so desperate. And right now they're like, oh, but you in 2014 you found somebody who's about to be 80 in 2014. They have nothing real. They are desperate to try to pay me as something I'm not. Well, they actually work for pedophiles. They are telling their kids that I don't know if it's going to happen, but telling their kids, oh, say that he raped you. You understand how trashy these people are? And they're like, oh, you're preaching. I was like, oh, yeah, that's preaching. Jeez. They are sad. So, target individual, I am dealing with people to that level of foulness, trash, retardations, and of all levels. They sold their soul to pedophiles, and now they want you to be the pedophile, and they want to intimidate you too. They keep saying, oh, they fear you. Who's fearing me now? You just fear to be seen because like, what I'm saying, what the preaching, quote unquote, you don't want to be like, because you're going to look like my preaching is actually very much accurate. And you, who've been working day in and day out to make me accept these things, is just what I said you were. And that's why you don't want to be seen, because you won't be seen for that. They have no shame. But they have shame because they don't want to be seen. So to all my target individual, you could be living like them, like this indignified life. Like, listen, my life is miserable right now. I gotta say, just this. I don't remember the last time I had like a nice, relaxing moment. I had my own thoughts. Even me, just right now, just to think about it, it imprints some pedophilia things. But there is a level of dignity because you are surrounded by trash. These people are trash, and you could be living like them. And these people are just doing whatever they need to do. They tell themselves they are at war, and they're not. They gotta just repeat. They just brainwash him until he accepts it. Trash. And then they try to say, oh, you abuse these people who are in a program that torture children and rape women till they kill themselves. You understand? There is no way they can find ways to go around what they are and what they're part of. So, me dying here, I'm glad I'm not in a program that tortures children and women. I'm not forcing people to force people to have these pedophilia thoughts. Sit there, be the biggest coward, having to be the almost illogical, damn near spectrum. Like the cowardness of these people are beyond belief. Like, I think the daring part of them is being this level of coward. Well, involved in some of the foulest things ever, including children, babies being tortured, abused by these slow lives, sexually tortured while working for pedophiles. This is too much. It's too much. Too much. And then they try to play the feminists. When they're in a program where there's so many women, defenseless women tortured by them, how much can you be? How low can one be? You know, they try to come and say, oh, we're doing this for this woman. I can bring 100 list of women that do torture. Matter of fact, the next videos I'm gonna make, I'm gonna call it avenging. Women after women talking about how they get raped by these people. Then they try to make me think of what I did as a kid. Stupid thing. Then I can bring right now, listen to what they do to children, the torture, the things they do to children. This trash. Torturing children. They're in this program. They know I see them as that. Do you think I'm over there? Oh my gosh, me as a kid doing something. While these people are here zapping kids, burning them, radiating them, sexual. And they're like, oh, we watch. All I say is like, thank you, please do. Thank you. Please watch. Please continue to dedicate more time in this foulness. You'll see how it comes back. Matter of fact, prolong it, because if I was you, I wouldn't want this to end. Because what you don't know is what's coming next. And it's going to come back properly. I'm thankful and I'm prepared for whatever is going to happen. And I ask God, give me strength, because I know it's going to be rough. But I'm so thankful that I didn't have to live like this trash, this cowardly life. And they try to take credit for putting me in this program. Oh, and I know it's not. They're just the bottom feeders. So I'm thankful for these bottom feeders to show me how life could have been. What could be worse than what I'm going through? So to all my target individuals, stay strong, because you will be forced to think in the most illogical way, and don't want to subscribe to it. There's all kind of torture. Don't let the psychological one do not subscribe to that psychological torture. And pray that you have the strength to deal with everything else. And know that you're dignified. This dignity in this death, I swear. You could be living like them. Thank you.